Alright, good morning. We're going to go ahead and complete the review together for your midterm. Number 1 says find g of h of x, where g of x equals 2x plus 1 and h of x equals x squared, and evaluate g of h of 2. So when I'm reading this, it's asking me for two different answers. It's asking me for the composite function, and it's asking me to find a point or a solution in the composite function. So this is like saying that your new x equals 2, and it wants you to tell me where the y is. So let's do the first part, now that we have all that worked out. So let's find g of h of x. This is the same notation as saying g of h of x, which is what you've been seeing on your IXL assignments when we first looked at composite functions. So g of x equals 2x plus 1. H of x equals x squared. We want to put parentheses around all the x's, because that means wherever I have the x, the h of x, which is x squared, is going to go inside the g of x. So it's, what did we say, like a Twinkie? The x squared fills the 2 of x plus 1. This is going to look like this. G of h of x equals 2 parentheses plus 1. I'm going to fill it with the x squared. Now I'm going to simplify. So once you simplify, you're going to say 2 times x squared, which is 2x squared plus 1. And that is my first solution. That is the composite function. Next, it wants you to say g of h of 2. That's the second part of the function. So that means that I have this equation, and I now say that the x is equal to 2. So I'm going to say 2x squared plus 1. Substitute the 2 into the x. 2 times 2 squared plus 1. We want to work with order of operations. We want to work in the parentheses first, and then we want to work with exponents. The first step is the x squared, which now becomes 2 squared. So I have 2 times 4 plus 1. Then I'm going to restart PEMDAS. I'm going to look at the parentheses. I've done with the exponents. Now I have multiplication. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1. The solution is 9. Let's look at number 2. Find h of g of x, where g of x equals x squared plus and h of x equals x squared, and evaluate h of g of 2. So this is using the same equations, but we're changing the composition. So let's write these down. H of g of x. We're reinterpreting the notation. Alright, so now I have g of x equals 2x plus 1. H of x equals x squared. So it wants me to find this first, and it wants me to evaluate this. So that means that the g of x is going to go into the h of x. So this whole thing now goes where the set of parentheses are for h of x, which means that it's going to be written like this: parentheses 2x plus 1 squared. So remember, the whole thing is in parentheses. And then you are going to expand it. So that means 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1, which equals, let's go ahead and use the Punnett square, or the lattice. 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 1 is 2x. 2x times 1 is 2x. 1 plus 1 is 2. So let's write this out. Like terms, remember we add. These two are going to go together. Okay? So that equals 4x squared, 2x plus 2x. We're adding. This is addition right here. Plus 4x plus 2. Alright, so that is your solution for this one, for h of g of x. So now it's asking us to find h of g of 2, which is the same thing as saying h of g of 2. Alright, and we're going to use this equation, our solution here, to find the answer. So that means wherever I see an x, I'm now going to put that 2. So this is substitution. So you're going to say 4 times 2 squared plus 4 times 2 plus 2. Order of operations. You're going to square 2 times 2 squared. 4 times 4. Let's keep on going. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2. Keep on simplifying. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 8 plus 2. Let's just add them all. 14 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 2 is 26. So your answer is 26. I want you to see, every time I had an x, I substituted the 2.